Sit your head up and remember this, children. Oh, be not dismayed.
Throughout history, there have been hymns to heartache. Today, much of the nation hummed along with those who loved and knew George Floyd best.
Whatever betide, my brother, God will. I know he will. He'll take care of you.
For nearly 4 hours, service steeped in the Southern African American church tradition, sorrow and celebration mixed.
We thank you for the life of George Floyd, oh God, that at a moment when he called out for his mama, we believe that the ears of mamas across this nation reared up.
Sermons.
We honor him today because when he took his last breath, the rest of us will now be able to breathe.
Songs.
But I know
videos.
a change gonna come. Oh,
art.
yes, it will.
All this for George Floyd, a man who for many became the newest martyr in America's oldest battle.
God took an ordinary brother from the third wall, from the housing projects. They rejected him for jobs. They rejected him for positions. They rejected him to play certain teams. God took the rejected stone and made him the cornerstone of a movement that's going to change the whole wide world.
Change the world? Perhaps. Change your family? Most certainly.
I just want to say that I'm going to miss my brother a whole lot. I thank God for giving me my own personal Superman. God bless you all.
Hello, my name is Brooke Williams, George Floyd's niece, and I can breathe. Long as I'm breathing, justice will be served. America, it is time for a change. Even if it shall begin with more protests, no justice, no peace.
His life mattered. All our lives matter. Black lives matter. His death would not be in vain. What's his name?
What seems so different this time the world mourns with them. From the sanctuary to the sidewalks in Houston, the world would witness hope.
Hands up! Don't shoot!
But in cities large and small across America, the angry edge of hope has also been in full bloom. That officer's knee to a defenseless man's neck. An 8-minute and 46-second metaphor to challenges too many black and brown and poor Americans have faced for centuries. In 15 days, Floyd's death has already sparked change. Federal legislation introduced to reform police tactics. New York City and Los Angeles committing to divert funds from police to community programs. And the removal of Confederate relics across the country. How George Floyd died tells one painful story of America. Where he lived most of his life tells another. Houston's 3rd Ward, mostly black, mostly poor. The ills of urban life and poverty don't simply live here, they've been allowed to fester for generations. Over half the people here are food insecure. 30% live below the poverty line. The area ranks as one of the most dangerous in the U.S. This soil so often quicksand for dreams.
Right here in the heart of 3rd Ward, just blocks from where George Floyd grew up, went to high school, ran around with his friends. Street that ran in front of the historic African-American Park was named after a Confederate Civil War general, Richard Dick Dowling, and it wasn't changed to emancipation until 2 years ago.
I met Floyd.
Deshae Simmons went to high school with Floyd. For her, like him, Houston's 3rd Ward is in her blood.
What does life in the 3rd Ward mean?
It means pride. We were given everything at the bottom of the barrel, but as far as our hearts, we all got hearts of lions. We want what's good for each other. We just haven't been taught how to attain it.
Floyd, now another black man she's seen die.
We lose all of our men out here that really stand up for something, and you know, we've got the younger generation of men that are lost, you know, that don't know how to lead a home, are all being raised by women, and women cannot teach a man how to be a man. I don't care how hard of a woman she is.
What was George's upbringing like? What was it like growing up in the time you guys grew up here?
Well, his mama, Miss Sissy, if you lived around here, we all knew her.
You smile when you say her name.
I do, because she was love. She was love. She took in anybody that needed somewhere to sleep. Whatever she might be feeding her family that day, if she had enough, you could eat there too. Floyd, when I say they had little, very little, but they had a bunch of love in that house.
What word would you use to describe George Floyd?
Enormous. He was a person that filled the room with love. His eyes showed the peace within him, even though we all made mistakes. Hey, bud, what's going on?
Jashay's own story is familiar here. 4 years in prison for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Now, college-educated, professional woman.
In the third ward, making some mistakes are critical. Critical to your life and critical to your freedom.
Floyd left Houston for Minneapolis, Minnesota, searching for better opportunities, a better life, and a new walk in his journey of faith.
That was his second chance to make a better life for himself when he came here. And he was heading that way.
Teresa Scott and her fiancé, Alvin Manago, were Floyd's roommates, close friends, more like family.
You know, he called her TT and called me Al.
We cried together, we prayed together. You know, we had a good relationship, me and Floyd did. I called him my gentle giant.
The couple says what happened to Floyd is something he feared.
He always would say, man, T, he said, I don't mess with the police. He said, I do whatever they want me to do. He said, because they looking to kill a big brother like me. And he was right. And they did. They did.
Reform is coming to the Minneapolis Police Department, and the 4 former officers involved are all charged. But for Alvin, there's nothing to celebrate.
I just want him to have some justice. I just feel it's just so unfair. So unfair that they're out here and they're able to have a breath and a life, and his life is gone. And he had to give his life for us to have justice in a different way.
Last night at Jack Yates High School, a candlelight vigil honoring their alumnus, class of 1993. Dressed in the school's colors, crimson and gold. Perry. His childhood buddies called him Perry, his middle name.
I call him Big Floyd.
Others called him Big Floyd.
I know we're all men here, but raise your hand if you shed a tear after you saw that video and lost your friend.
Absolutely.
Besides the fact that you knew him and he's your boy, you grew up together, what was different about this video?
This the difference. We haven't seen nobody actually get killed on live TV. Nobody actually seen footage of a man begging for his life while he's already subdued. He's under control. That's why it shocked the world.
But will the world change this time? His friends wonder.
We got to understand that this is not a sprint, but it's a marathon. Once the lights and the cameras are gone, once the protest dies off, we still got to keep that energy going. Right. Because the system is set up to wait us out.
Right.
So we can get emotional fatigue. Right. But we in it for the long haul.
And I'm not going to say all white America are racist and they're prejudiced. Right. But for now, they are listening, which is a start. But how long will you listen is what we need to ask.
Right. Tonight, as George Floyd sleeps for eternity next to his mother's grave, his family, his friends, and strangers, here and abroad, believe his death was different. Thus, the future will be different.
The rearview mirror is very small in your car, but the windshield is very big. So you look in the rearview mirror for just a brief moment to give you a visual of what's behind you, but you always look forward. Always look ahead.
I think I just heard a sermon.
Amen.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.